Hey there, everybody. This is Mike. This is Let F Media, and today we get to do fun stuff because we get to talk about cameras while recording a video. Yeah, those are two things that I really enjoy doing. So today I'm super excited. What are we going to be talking about? Well, cameras, but in what context? Well, if you saw the title to the video, we're going to be talking about cameras that I took with me on my most recent trip/vacation. And we're going to be breaking those down. Now, if you're a fan of the channel, you know that I like to do this, that this isn't the first time that I've, talked about cameras that I've taken on a trip or a vacation. And some of these cameras you probably have seen before. Now, why do I do that? Why do I do videos that include the same cameras over and over? Well, two reasons really. One, because you might be new to the channel and you may not have ever seen one of these reviews about these cameras. So this will be new to you. And number two, sometimes, you have to see things a couple times before it begins to resonate with you and before it motivates you to make a decision. So maybe today's that day. You'll see something that we talk about and you'll say, wow, that's exactly what I'm looking for. That's what I've been missing on my trips, my vacations. And so thank you, Mike, for pointing me in the right direction. And so you get that light bulb moment. So without any further ado, let's get into talking about some cameras. Okay, so what is going to be the first camera that we're going to talk about? This is going to be in no particular order. Just going to reach over, grab one. And the first one that my hand came across, well, it's the Insta360, and this is the X4. I don't know what happened to my exposure right there, but it just went all kinds of wonky. See, look, when it sees the reflection of the camera, and that's the downside of going full auto. And the reason why I did the full auto is because I was having some issues with the autofocus. And so the only way it would work is if I did this. So anyway, bear with me. Using, not for nothing, using the Fujifilm X-S10 today, recording in 1080p, because I find that when you have a good sensor and you have a good lens, that is plenty good enough for YouTube, and that keeps the file size down. And so I could record in 4K on this, but that would just kind of be overkill. So, all right, the first camera. Like we said, this is the Insta360 X4. And this is a 360 camera that I take with me pretty much on every trip and every vacation because I really do enjoy getting these 360 images, whether it's a photo or a video. Now, this one is, if you had to give this a nickname, I'd call it a switchblade. This is a switchblade because, well, not even a switchblade. This is a multi-tool. This is like the Leatherman of cameras. And the reason why I say that is because this can function just like a standard action camera. This can function just like an action camera. And so by that, I mean, you can use the, either front-facing or rear-facing camera, and you can use in single lens mode. It's water resistant. Actually, it's waterproof down to 10 meters. So this can function just like an action camera, even does slow motion. But then it also can function as a 360 camera. And so you can use both lenses at the same time and capture everything that's around you and then figure out what you want to focus on after the fact. And the other thing is the photography in this is kind of underrated. I've taken a lot of photos with this camera over the years, or its predecessor, the X2 and X3. Always impressed by the quality. And I will say this, I'm just going to throw this out there. I like looking back at my photos, and because I like looking back and saying, okay, how did this camera perform, or what did I do the last time I went on vacation? And so I start looking through some of my old photos, and I will look back and I'll see a 360 video or photo, and I'll be like, wow, that had to be with the newest camera. And then I'll pull up the info, and it was, let's say, the X2. And that camera had a smaller sensor, didn't record in the same resolution, had a lower resolution, but yet it still provided a very good image. And so if the X2 can do that, imagine how much better the X3 and then the X4 are. So I really haven't been all that motivated to go out and get the X5. So X4 goes with me just about everywhere I go, and I really like it. So that was camera number one. Now camera number 2, again, no particular order. And it's going to be this one. This is the Sony DSC HX80. This is a small point and shoot camera. The sensor is only like an 18 megapixel sensor. It does have a flip up screen. It does not pop out, so it's just a flip up, doesn't flip sideways. 1080p video. The real benefit for this camera, the reason why I take it, again, almost everywhere I go, every trip I take, because of this. Watch this. Look at that zoom. This has got a 30 times zoom and starts up really quick and easy, fits in your pocket. You got a lot of manual control. And so this is a great camera. Batteries are inexpensive. And so I bought about 3 extra batteries and one of those multi-battery chargers. So I can take that for a full day of shooting and really get some good images, whether it's a photo or video. So really do enjoy that camera. That thing is a workhorse. It's a couple years old. Well, more than that. It's probably about 5 or 6 years old now. Let's see, 2026. It probably came out, dang, that thing's probably almost 10, 8 to 10. My dog wants to say hello. 8 to 10 years old. And so that one's been around a while. And again, fan of the channel, you've seen me talk about it. But if you're looking for a nice, pocketable point and shoot camera that provides reliable results, you could start there. It's less expensive than the 4K shooters. And the only real drawback for me is that you can't connect external audio. That's a real bummer. Now, one that you can is this one. This is the Canon G7X Mark III. This one, again, getting a little older. It's a little long in the tooth, but has a lot of great features. This one, like the DSC HX80, has a flip up screen, not flip out, but this one does come out a little bit from the camera body. So this is a 4K camera, has a 1-inch sensor, so bigger than the Sony. Has a lot of manual controls and is very popular right now. And the reason why I took this camera isn't because I was trying to be trendy. It's because of that 1-inch sensor and the portraits that I can get out of it. Because I'm going to take pictures of my family while I'm out on this trip. And so I want to make sure they're really good, but I didn't want to have to take a mirrorless camera with the big body and then the lenses. And so this made it very easy, very pocketable, very compact and portable. That's the word I'm looking for, portable. So really do like this camera. Battery life isn't so great, but the batteries aren't all that expensive. Now I did put this plate on the bottom. You can kind of see it there, this plate that runs along the bottom. Basically what that does is it gives you a cold shoe mount because the camera itself doesn't have one. And gives it a little extra weight, and you get a 1/4 mount here on the bottom. So I really do enjoy this camera. The images that I get out of it are always reliable. The video, it's mixed. I use it a lot on this channel. You've probably seen some videos where I've used that camera here in the office. It does allow you to connect external audio, so that's good. It does tend to overheat if you're in 4K, so you need to be cognizant of that and watch your record times. But if you're just recording, a minute here, a minute there, it's going to be perfectly fine. So I do love that camera. The next camera, a little bit bigger, and that's this one. This is my Sony a6700. There we go. Get that. So make sure it's focused. And so this camera I took because, again, wanted to get some really good pictures. And I don't normally take a really good camera like this with me on a cruise or a vacation because I'm always worried I'm going to leave it somewhere, drop it, and I'm going to have some kind of issue with the camera. And these aren't cheap. So I always try to, I talk myself out of taking it a lot of places. But this year I said, you know what, I want to take some really good pictures. And so this was really nice to have. And I found that if I don't put it on a neck strap and I just put my wrist in here and I hold it like this and I just carry it with me wherever, when I'm out and about, that it wasn't as cumbersome as I thought it would be. Now, is it a great travel camera? Nah, probably not as good as those other 2 point and shoots. But because I've got this kit lens that goes up to 135, I was able to zoom in more than the other two. Well, not more than the Sony, but still get a very good image because of this lens and the sensor. This has got a 26 megapixel sensor, so when you zoom in, you still get a very crisp image. And you know, that Sony point and shoot over there, that's going to get a little blurry once you get out there and you push the limit. So I like this one, just didn't carry it around as much, but always impressed with this 6700. That has been a very good camera. I really like that one. And the other two cameras that I took, I'm looking at my record time. We're getting close to 10 minutes, so I'm going to wrap this up here. The other camera was a Nikon Z30, and I took that with a zoom lens. Didn't use that quite that often just because I really didn't have too many things that I wanted to catch at a distance. And so that was more of just a backup just in case. And then I did take the Insta360 Go 3S. And the reason why I took that is for some first-person POV shots. But in the past, I've always put that on when I get on the boat or when I'm walking around the venue that we're going to be at, or let's say it's if I'm at a resort or something on vacation, you know, I'll do that so you can get a perspective of what it's like there. But I didn't really do that this time. I did carry it with me and just to have a camera on me, and I put it on the magnetic lanyard. So I could just pop it off, take a picture. But I found that I always had a different camera with me that had better specs, that was easier to use. And so I found that I didn't really use that Go 3S as much as I thought. That's not to say it's a bad camera. And if you want a very convenient, easy to use, portable camera that's got a magnet on the back that you can pull out of the case and use it in a smaller form factor, that's a wonderful camera. Can't speak highly enough of the Go 3S. Love it. Battery life is good. It's just I had other cameras with me this time that I used more. And so I didn't use that one as much as I thought. And then I also used, you know, my always, you know, with me iPhone. And I got a lot of pictures with that. And this time I took an ND filter with it. And so that helped because when you're on a cruise ship, it's very bright, very sunny. And so using an ND filter helped kind of mitigate that and keep the highlights from getting blown out. So at this point in the video, which camera did I use the most and which would I recommend? Well, out of all of these, and just purely based on price and the features, I'd have to go with the Insta360 X4 because I got to tell you, this thing, it does so much. Like I said, it's just the Swiss Army knives of cameras. It does so many different things. And now I can connect my DJI Mic 2 to it. And so I get really good audio. Or I can connect my Apple EarPods. And so that's better audio. So I can connect wireless external audio to it. And so that even makes it more functional. So yeah, I'd have to go with that. So for your next vacation, if you're looking for a do-it-all camera, I would recommend the Insta360 X4. But hey, hopefully you got some value out of this, and now you've got some more insight as to, you know, different types of cameras, all the way from an APS-C down to, you know, a wearable action camera, and pretty much everything in between. So hey, if you got value out of this video, hey, do me a favor, let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoy talking about cameras, content creation, all the gear that goes along with it, then hey, consider becoming a subscriber and you know, hit that notification bell so that you can be notified when the next video drops. Thank you so much for taking time to check out the channel. This is Mike, this is Load F Media, and we will see you in the next one.